Good morning. Day 28 maybe, fixing to leave Standing Bear Hostel. So stick around, we'll see what we get into. All right, so I have the old backpack here on the scale. 26.5 pounds to get started, so I'm happy with that. So take her off there. And we will prepare to move on out. All right, so had an interesting stay here last couple days and day and a half, and we are fixing to head back out. Here's the restrooms for this place. Oddly enough, when we got here, I kid you not, all three were completely full. And when I say completely full, I mean you wouldn't even want to sit on the seat to use the restroom. So anyway, they just came early this morning and got them all emptied, of course, now that we're leaving. But other than that, it's a super cool place. It really is. The way it sets right along this little stream and all that kind of stuff here in the middle of nowhere. If I'm being honest, there was a lot of extracurricular activities, if you will, the kind that can leave you very giggly and have the munchies, if you will. And that's nothing new. I figured the other day I've smelt more weed out here on trail in 28 days than I have the entire rest of my life. So realize that's just part of it, I guess, out here. And just try to do your own thing, keep your distance or whatever, and not being judgmental. That's clearly just my observation, and I'm entitled to that. So all that being said, like I might have mentioned in yesterday's vlog, my plan is to hike just over 7 miles today. Super cool little cabin here. And I'm going to take about 2.5 or so days to get into Hot Springs, North Carolina, and kind of go from there. So I hear it's a bit of a climb coming out of here, but I've also heard that there's some switchbacks, quite a few switchbacks going up the mountain, which tends to make it a little bit more manageable. So anyway, it appears that the rainstorms and all that came through yesterday with the extremely high winds have moved through, and hoping today is much better. So here we go. All right, so just came out of the woods, and this is Snowbird Peak. Definitely opens up here on the top. We're at about 4,200 foot of elevation. And the thing up here that's really cool is this basically aircraft radar thing. I'll walk on up here. It's not too far. So, as I understand it, this is some sort of, I don't know, locator, radar thingamajig for airlines, aircraft. But I always see people kind of vlogging about it. There you go. Just now get up here and you can see the clouds are starting to clear off a little bit. And you can see the sign here. I can zoom in a little bit. This facility is using FAA air traffic control, loss of human life, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. Anyway, super cool little building. I'm glad to be up here. It's like I said earlier, it's all downhill from here into the shelter area that I'm going to tonight, so that's always a bit of a relief. I'm gonna go over here where I might have some views. Looks like the fog and the clouds are lifting over here, so given this is only about an 8-mile day, probably won't be a whole lot to the vlog, so not too great of a view, but there's a little something over the trees. I wish it were a little bit more clear. But anyway. Alright, well, I might take my pack off and get a little break up here and drink some water and go from there. So, Snowbird Peak. All right. All right, another change of plans. So this is the shelter that I was going to stay at tonight, 7.5 or whatever miles in. I got here and it's 12:30 right now, so I've kind of made the decision to go ahead and push to the next shelter. I'm feeling pretty good. Just got some new fresh water and everything, so I think I'm going to push about another 8.5. Got plenty of time, so I'm going to go ahead and push to that next shelter. So yeah, let's get underway. All right, so I'm on my way up to Max Patch, which is basically up there at the top of the hill. And it's a massive grassy bald where apparently some terrific views. So that's where I'm headed. You can see some of the views already, and I haven't even got to the top yet. So this is actually on the AT. So the AT goes right across Max Patch and continues on, but this is one of the more popular peaks on the southern Appalachian Trail. So I can see up here I've got quite a few steps and stairs to go, which most thru hikers hate because they're so redundant, they just wear your legs out. But anyway, I'm here for it, so yeah, let's get up there and check out the view. All right, so I made it to Roaring Fork Shelter, which is right here in the background today. It was 15.5 miles is what I got in today. Almost doubled. I guess I did double what I had originally intended on doing, but so right over here this way, somebody's in there right now, so I won't show too much, is the privy. And there's a bear box back here on this hill behind me where we put all of our food up at night when we're done eating. So all in all, it's been a good day. Had some pretty intense climbs today. The plan for tomorrow is to go about 14.5 miles to another shelter, which will just leave me a little less than 3 miles to get into Hot Springs, North Carolina on Friday morning. So that's the plan for now. 14.5 miles tomorrow only has about half the ascent or the climbs that we did today in the 15.5. So tomorrow should be an easier day, thank goodness. And it's a pretty decent evening. Sun's out a little bit, but there's also some cloud cover, so it kind of comes and goes. And the wind's blowing somewhere in 5 to 10, so it's starting to get a little bit chilly. So most folks are finishing up dinner, and we're getting ready to hop into our sleeping bags or our quilts, our sleep systems, because that's the warmer spot to be when it gets a little chilly. So I guess I'll leave it at that for now, and we'll let you go and see what we get into tomorrow. Thanks for joining me.